Oh, we're still going live.
Oh.
Oh, now we're live.
Yep.
Well, let's start. Well, we'll cut this start out. Welcome to everyone. This is a little bit of a behind the scenes. For some reason, YouTube took ages to launch. I don't think I did anything wrong for once, and that's rare. But I will introduce it so that we've got it for the podcast. So this will be cut out, but welcome everyone. Let's start again. Welcome to the late Apex presented by myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, alongside David Sampson. And we are here in the Apex Racing TV esports studio, and we'll be bringing you all the latest when it comes to the world of sim racing news in tonight's show, including interviews with the Le Mans Ultimate and Motorsport Games CEO, Stephen Hood, who has given us insights into the sim, along with the future of motorsport games and Le Mans Ultimates and the esports series, and many other things as well. Pikes Peak maybe being added to Gran Turismo 7 as well. First game to have Pikes Peak on in nearly a decade. Assetto Corsa Evo with updates, RaceRoom as well with upcoming events, and new physics engines as well, along with all the latest when it comes to the Apex brands. David, how are you feeling today?
Good. Full on pizza. We had a good 75-minute ARL race at Watkins Glen that I enjoyed. Maybe envious I wasn't racing, but it's nice to chill in a chair and comment on other people's mistakes and not my own. So
sure, it's a lot less. I mean, I did an IndyCar race the other day at Road America, and man, driving's stressful, right? Like, especially when it's over the course. I mean, that was like an hour 40 race, and it's and I was done like an hour in, and it's so much easier sitting
I mean,
here.
not to pat me on the back, but honestly, when you work up to doing like 5 IMSAs back to back on a stream, honestly, by the last one, you barely your brain is not functioning.
No. I
it took me years to work up to that.
And people often say when it comes to like professional esports drivers, and I think it's the same with all esports as well. Oh, it's what a job! What an easy job! You must be living your dream. I don't know how they do it downstairs.
I don't know how they practice that
like,
many hours.
20 hours, like for like Kev and Jamie and Johan and Jimmy. They're pretty much just driving Rennsport at the moment, and they're doing 20 hours a week on Rennsport. Fixed setup.
Yep.
It's circuits that they all drove last season.
And there's only a handful.
Well. There's barely any of them, and they're looking for like hundredths of a second. There's no adjustments that they can make, and it's just a sprint race. It's just qualifying pace, and they're doing that for 20 hours a week.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Couldn't do it.
I couldn't do that. I do it for the fun. Like, that's the element I'm taking from it.
Yeah.
The enjoyment.
I mean, I lose fun after doing half an hour of practice, so I just jump into races.
Yep.
So that's my level.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it is.
Hello, Glenn in chat.
Job. Oh yeah, welcome to everyone in chat, Nick and Glenn.
Hey, Nick.
Let's go to well, let's start off with Motorsport Games. Stephen Hood has given. I think this may have been 2 separate interviews, one for Traction, one for Overtake. I might be referencing from both articles. Maybe it was one interview, and but I think it was 2 interviews. Anyway, they have given a little bit of insight about the state of Le Mans Ultimate. What I would say is that maybe the thing that most people will be gravitated towards in terms of the comments was him saying, oh, well, we're looking to add stuff, but we're trying to be patient about stuff. Well, of course you are. And it's pretty much all the same spiel that we get from Rennsport, that we get from Le Mans Ultimate, which is like, we have a really ambitious development team. However, you must appreciate that it does take time to implement these things. So that is what a lot of what he said.
Imagine if they didn't say it, though.
What?
Oh, the game's out. Now we're not working on it. Yeah, nothing new's coming.
Or the other side of, oh, yeah, we'll have everything by the end of the year. Yeah, what you want, Macau and a 500er. So yeah, we'll have that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I guess he's sort of honest. However, he was asked about virtual Le Mans.
Virtual or virtual?
Virtual Le Mans. Sorry, speech.
Speech.
A quote that he said, "We chase the 1%, the professional esports drivers and real drivers, and that is great for the buzz. But I'd like to make that more attainable for people so they could be parts of this." And that was from Stephen Hood, the head of head of Motorsport Games. It does not need to be exclusive. We've got a slightly different format in mind, which makes it a bit more community focused. So that's sort of a bit of an indication of what we already had because of course Le Mans Virtual was just an esports series. Before, you had to pay a lot of money in order to take part in it, whereas this is going to be open to everyone.
I hope so. I built my team like 4 months ago.
Sure.
I put my drivers together. Everything.
We sort of wait to see exactly what format this is going to be. They also said that the competition will come back towards the end of this year or starts of next year. I don't think we need to place bets in terms of when it's going to come back. Start of next year, one would probably think, based on that. So I was thinking it might come back sooner than next year, but we are going to probably have to wait till 2025. Your drivers are going to have to wait till 2025 to start it.
Well, I told them end of year was target. Like I said, I said guesstimate. I said November to January. Like I said, let's aim for that.
Sure.
Like short that, I don't know. We picked our class. I picked the drivers. You know, we did. Like most of us have done the 24 of Le Mans in iRacing together. So we're just waiting now. No one's prepping. Like a few guys are just getting themselves up to like one of our drivers, Thomas, has learnt the hybrid system and everything. But yeah, I mean, all of us are fans. Like, I don't know if you see the Steam numbers have picked up since the launch of the. Yeah, they're up to like 1,300 again daily. Lots of the negativity is changing. I'm seeing streamers who are driving it, and they're not driving it because it's the buzz contenty game where they're getting views. They're driving it because they're genuinely enjoying themselves.
I mean, I looked at the comments section of these articles, and it wasn't positive. it was quite negative.
Yeah, I get it. I'm not stupid. This is I don't want to say toxic, because that isn't the right word, but something changed. I never thought I'd say the phrase back in my day. But something has, like, I always compare it to. Sorry about this. Football fans. I love football, so I'm allowed to. Football fans.
Who do you support? I don't even know.
Man United. Well, from my father, my dad.
Sure.
Football fans support their own team and hate other teams. Not dislike, hate.
Yeah.
And I don't like that in sport. Now, football, we've always grown up with that's the way. But Formula One was not like that.
Sure.
The Netflix growth and the transition to the younger target has made it. Like, people always ask, what team do you support? And I've never really thought about it like that. I love F1.
Sure.
I'm a big McLaren fan. I love Williams. I love what Red Bull have done, like, with their youth program and how they've come through and battled the big guys. I've never thought of it like I have to pick a team. Like, and when a driver goes from my team, I don't now hate them. Like, Formula One's always been this to me, but sim racing reminds me of football.
Sure.
It's
so tribal, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got a clip later on. Well, we may as well talk about it now, actually, because we posted something on Apex Racing TV, and it's our most viewed clip of all time. And this is what it shows. Some people may have seen this reel, but it says iRacing is the most realistic sim. We posted this, and it shows a bunch of like bad moments from iRacing of like. Bad things going on, and you see the comment section.
And that's the 202 car, and that is.
Why is iRacing so ugly? Why has it not had a graphics update?
See them get hooked around
and people defending the sim or having a go at the sim, and it sort of taps into that idea of people not, being so tribal about sims and stuff like that. So no, you're right. That hopefully maybe that's changing when it comes to Le Mans Ultimate. People are going to the other side. Also, a little bit and it relates to Le Mans Virtual. Apparently, they've rebuilt the multiplayer code, so that's apparently part of the reason why they had issues before the disastrous 2023 Virtual Le Mans. And apparently, they've rebuilt that multiplayer code because it was so old that it was unfixable. I imagine some of the employees who built it in the first place had probably left, so they really didn't know how to do it. So they have, updated that, so that is good.
Just find you showing that clip has reminded me of something I wanted to send to you to show on
Sure.
stream. Look at this. So this is I'll send it to you so you can share your screen.
Okay.
It's just a clip from this season, round 1, VRS Barcelona. Someone driving on their own in practice.
Has this circuit got 3D curbs?
Oh yes. No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. No, I don't believe so. But this is funny. Watch.
Oh. He didn't get the start of it. I mean,
Do you know what one of the Reddit comments said? Basically claiming that while it's not intended, you shouldn't abuse track limits, and that's why it's happening. Yeah, that was a funny clip I saw. Yeah, the comment said something. I can't remember, but along the lines of like basically that's what you get for trying to cut the track.
Sure, yeah. But on that one, isn't the way to do it is to run over the curb with the floor, and then, but as long as you got the wheels either side, then you're all right?
I don't know that. We haven't been to. That's the historic layout. We haven't been there in so
Sure.
long. I just don't know if the new damage model's even been tested there. By the looks of it, no.
No. There was also a bit of a reveal. It's not much of a reveal, but Stephen Hurd, again from Motorsport Games, said that R Factor 3 was considered rather than Le Mans Ultimate. So they pretty much had the choice of making Le Mans Ultimate or R Factor 3. But Le Mans Ultimate can sort of be seen as an R Factor 3, but only with WEC content.
I think it was a fantastic idea. I mean, WEC, before they even had WEC is growing at a rapid rate. You know, I think it's behind F1 and growing fast. So I think it was a great idea. I mean, what would R3 have bought? Some tracks and cars. Yeah, I saw that comment as well. Yeah, it's unfocused. And I think that's the point of what was going to compete with iRacing. It was a focused sim.
Can't keep it together.
I can't. The comment in chat. Yes, we
Aaron
did.
Smith,
I don't know why it
fellow
happened.
commentator here at Apex Racing TV. You're both just swapping facial hair at this point, I swear. Yeah, but all my hair is growing. Like it's.
You are at your
really-
longest, and I am my shortest.
I haven't cut my hair in about like 9 months, I think. So yes, one could say it looks awful. I'm hoping maybe it grows out of this stage.
My final roundup in LMU is it looks great, sounds great. The hybrid's on point. It's very, very, very fun to race online. Like the netcode model and the door-to-door racing is extremely fun. The force feedback, I'm going to say it. I don't use this word enough. It's class leading. You just try it. 5 minutes in and you're like, oh my God, the tyres feel like rubber. Like you can feel, they feel like rubber. So we'll see. I'm really excited for it. It's got such a long way to go. So let's see. They've surprised me 1,000. I like being surprised. They've impressed me. They had the negativity that Rensport had. They had that. But they probably peaked it with, hurting the IndyCar community, hurting the TCR community, like it just kept going on. And then, like they bought Kartcraft and then we're like, we're going to cover that in a minute. But like, what are you, like, what's the plan here? Are you just buying things and then going, oh, it's a lot of work though. We've got a lot of money, but we can't bother to, but this has been, so very impressed.
Very good. Nick Horn saying in the YouTube chat, people have become jaded with sim racing titles not delivering. I think people find it easy to hate on titles when they make it easy to be ridiculed. I think that is understandable, Nick. I think that's a good point. I think there is such a standard, though, with some of these sim racing games. I think like Assetto Corsa and iRacing and ACC have set such a high standard when it comes to sim racing platforms that anything that below that is like, oh, it's rubbish. But those games, I think, have done so good at what they've tried to do and have been worked on for so many years that it's very tricky for something new on the market to arrival at right from the get-go. And Ethan in chat as well saying, I'm not sure if you mentioned it in a previous episode, but thoughts on the FIA F4 esports qualification thing.
We did mention
it.
We
did discuss it. It's the top 10 from each region, isn't it? Over the course of like 6 rounds, I think, in an official series. So I think I was quite up for it. I think
looks great.
It'll help out the any Australians or
plus the IndyCar and the Skip Barber have launched new blood into the esport world, because actually something we should cover is we're starting to lose esport teams. Now maybe these announcements just came a little too late because we lost SimCarp, and like it's tough out there for the smaller esport teams. Like I can tell, like we've got a bunch of drivers.
Hard for all the esports.
Yeah. It's tough. So this is helping, but so I think it's great, and it's actual prize monies, right? It's not just tickets to an F4 race.
I think so. Yeah. I think it is like 10 grand. I think of prize money for the F4. Anyway, looping back to what we were discussing before, that interview with Motorsport Games CEO Stephen Hurd, he also gave some details about Kartcraft, which we were talking about earlier on. He has said there's no intention to update Kartcraft. Got released like 2016, I think. Got bought by Motorsport Games in 2018.
The Australia division, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, the Australia studio. And there have been no updates on it for about 2.5 years now. However, Stephen Hood has said that there were only 2 employees at Kartcraft when they purchased them in 2018. They then proceeded to invest in the company, and of course, they eventually got the task of developing the IndyCar game. They mainly purchased Kartcraft though for the technology, not the sort of studios as such.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of an insight. So maybe Kartcraft was doomed before Motorsport Games came across. They are open to selling it though. Apparently, a few people approached them about potentially buying it off them, and they might do, seeing that they're not going to do anything with it anyway.
Yeah, I think it's a great game. Is it Kartcraft 2? I can't remember if it's the...
I think it's the first one, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, karting's just such a different sport. Oh no, okay, it's just Kartcraft.
Well, yeah. Apparently there was, yeah. I mean, everyone's done karting. Most people have done karting, and I feel like it's very easy for us to criticize karting when we've done it. And like, sim racing karting would be quite dull, I think, unless it's like shifter karts, because you're only going at like 50 kph.
Yeah.
But when you're in the kart, you're like, wow, this is like the fastest thing ever. In the sim, it would feel painfully slow, I imagine.
Yeah, no, you're right. Plus, yeah, the physics is just so different. The way you throw a car in, I don't know if I'd even want a direct drive.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I had the opportunity to actually speak to Stephen Hood, the CEO of Motorsport. Inadvertently, I'm on a conference call with him. Luckily, I didn't say anything bad because I wasn't a fan back then. Well, I wasn't not a fan. They had to prove me wrong.
Sure.
They were on that fence. But for me, I just want competition in the sim racing space because, yeah, I think all these developments with everything has pushed iRacing to kick it up a notch, and they have. Like, and that's what we needed.
Definitely. So I think we'll move on from that interview with Stephen Hood. So yeah, that is Le Mans Ultimate and Kartcraft covered for today. Gran Turismo 7. This was an article from otake.gg. There has been a little bit of a hint because they've announced that they're working with Hyundai. Hyundai? I think it's Hyundai. Yeah, they're working with Hyundai basically for this year's Pikes Peak event, and so they've announced like a collaboration. And now there's a few questions of what does that mean? Does that mean that they're going to add the add Pikes Peak to the game? Now, of course, we did sort of go through this the other day when iRacing was sponsoring a car which was racing at Monaco, and people were like, "Oh, is Monaco going to be added?" And I think we straight away quashed this, and maybe we should be quashing this rumor that Pikes Peak won't be on. But Pikes Peak has been owned by Polyphony for 10 years now, pretty much. Or 7 years, apologies. But they've never added it to any Gran Turismo games. Apparently it was even in Gran Turismo 5, but they just never actually made it available to buy. So, considering that the whole track, I don't think it's ever been in a sim racing game properly before.
Apart from like a Set Corsa mod.
Apart from a Set Corsa mod, exactly. Only sections of it were in 2015's Dirt Rally. It could be quite a big addition to Gran Turismo, and I don't know why they wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I hope so. But it just feels like if they were gonna, why would Hyundai change it? Like what? Yeah, I mean that would be good. I've got a soft spot to Hyundai because when I was at a race in America, they gave me and my wife so much merch, and it's that awesome blue color. I swear half of what I own is Hyundai, but yeah, I like it. It's good quality gear. So yeah, you'll see me wander around the house looking like I'm a Hyundai shield. But no, that'd be a great addition. I don't know. I like Gran Turismo 7, but like when Mark was over, I was like, "Oh, we didn't want to sit on the sim rigs." We was like, "Let's just play some PlayStation 5." We threw up Gran Turismo 7. 10 minutes later, Trackmania.
Yeah.
Hours went by.
Word on Trackmania, of course, Deep Dip 2.
Oh yeah, completed.
Yeah.
What a beast. He won like 10 grand?
More than that. I think it was. Oh, I think it was 25, 30 even,
Oh.
for getting there first.
So yeah, you got to check that virtual video out of him covering the completion with the guy, because the guy, he shows his camera, because he didn't have his cam on the whole time. He turns his cam on afterwards. Oh man, it was so
yeah,
good.
yeah, I saw the after,
Thousands of hours.
yeah, he must have been on what 250 hours, I think, by the end of it. Pretty much was playing this game for 10 hours a day for a month in order to complete it.
The guy that had completed it is an esport professional. He's won like the LAN event cup, the ESL of Trackmania. Maybe Hyundai pwned up to cash maybe, yeah, I'm not sure. We will see. We'll keep an eye on it, and yeah.
Assetto Corsa Evo. I think the first picture of Assetto Corsa Evo.
We think it is. I mean, this website's been translated 1 million times by 1 million news agencies. You can read it on any news agency. This is the website that showed it first. So we are reporting this. There you go.
There you go.
So we didn't want to leak too much.
It has also been confirmed. Traction.gg had an interview with someone who, with co-founder Marco Masaruto, and he confirmed it will support VR from day 0. So all those VR fans, and you do always see a lot of complaints when VR isn't added. We've seen this with Dirt Rally. We've seen this with Le Mans Ultimates.
It just means they're not using Unreal, right? That's it. VR was invented like a long time ago. We've got it. We know how to do it. It's every game that's going through the Unreal problem.
And of course, they did confirm about a year ago that
they're using their own engine, yeah.
that they're not using Unreal, which of course ACC did use Unreal, but albeit Unreal 4, not Unreal 5.
Correct.
So maybe it's 5, which is the issue. So yeah, that's good news if you use VR and want to drive Assetto Corsa Evo. Also, I mean, they did speculate that it looks like it might be more road car based rather than sports car based.
Bye.
But I mean, maybe that's
I take turn 1. I'm like, no, okay, I can't do this. I tried.
Do they need to do that when ACC is a thing?
I know. This is what I want to know. I want to know if Evo is going to be like, all right, we take on ACC and AC. I always come back to Apple as a company. Love or hate them, every product they release, they want to compete with them. They are brave enough to compete with themselves. Like, they will bring out the watch and be like, you don't need your phone. Like, we're going to let you put a SIM card in, Apple Pay, like, call your friends a mic. They'll do anything they can because they understand that you keep having to level up. If you keep harming yourself, like Clarkson, here you go, best example. When he reviewed the Porsche Boxster, okay, it was the newest Porsche back then. He was like, it's the cheapest, and you can just tell they made it the cheapest. So they told their Porsche engineers, skilled workers, some of the best in the industry, to half-ass it, use cheap crap. Like, it leaves that with me. So I don't want them to dodge around their other products. Evo means evolution.
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
AC, ACC, take them both on, prove that they can be the modding, the general consumer, and the esport, GT, whatever they want to do with their competitive side. Go with it. Yeah, take on LFM, AC, and ACC. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, credit to them if they're that bold. Glyn BT saying, wasn't that the same opinion people had? I think he's referring to my opinion of them needing to be different to ACC. Isn't that the same opinion people had when ACC came out compared to AC? I'd say AC is more of a sort of relaxing game, whereas ACC is a bit more of a serious sim racing game, I guess.
Well, AC died a long time ago. It lives on because its modding community is amazing. Yeah. It has the biggest sim racing community there is. So there's two ACs, right? There's the AC that they left and abandoned. No rain, no night. No, there was night. A lot of what we picture in our head at AC isn't what Kunos made. AC has been lived on by the mods, and that's what it's become. But we have to remember, all them shader packs, those tracks, all those F1 cars, 99% of everything Jimmy Broadbent streamed was not made by Ace, was not made by Kunos. That was made by the modding community that carried this game on still today. My dad, he is making the transition to LMU soon, but he only does AC. I know thousands of people.
Yeah, you occasionally see like a new article being like, new thing on Assetto Corsa, and it looks quite cool. And you think, yeah, it's pretty nice that that's still being added.
Yep.
RaceRoom, I didn't see this one, but you did. Between the 20th and 23rd of June, all content will be free.
Yeah, they do this once a year, I'd say, where they just give a like 4-day period where you can just go to town, try every car, every track. I'm gonna probably do this, like, give it a fair go again, because I mean, everyone must have at one point when they were getting into sim racing, downloaded RaceRoom because it's free, no upfront payment, no subscription, nothing. You just download the game, you open it up, and you have cars and tracks you can go use.
I think I saw like a presentation being done, and I think it was like most players of sim racing games, and I'm pretty sure RaceRoom ranks really high up there with like millions of users, way more than iRacing or even ACC. But yeah, it's because you just create a sub. Oh, I didn't drive it. Oh, who cares?
Yeah,
Didn't cost me any money.
yeah, exactly. For me, I only really care about the online competitive multiplayer stuff. So when
Well, RaceRoom's not. Well, I remember when RaceRoom first came out in like 2016 or something. That was a big thing in it.
Yeah.
But it's never really rivaled the others. But does it host DTM? That's it's the biggest thing, I think.
the esport event.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was watching that like a month ago.
Mm.
Yep, they do. They still do that once a year.
Let's move. Oh, but by the way, Aaron Smith saying if AC2 doesn't have mod ability, then it's so over. I hate to break it to you, Aaron. It doesn't have mod ability. They've said that it's not going to have mods. So
Modders might find a way to mod.
yeah, sure.
Hey, Freddie, I'm a big fan of yours as well.
Yes. Oh yeah, good to see Frederick Schwartz, of course, a former GT3 trophy driver, which we broadcasted earlier. Hopefully you're well, Fred. Let's talk about this slightly strange.
Yeah, you found this one.
I found this one.
I thought you lost it. I think you actually wanted to talk about marbles on stream. I was like, why are we?
I would be so down for talking about like marble racing. That was like peak lockdown content. Was like Marbula 1, and the guy just putting down the marbles, and you'd have your own team, millions of viewers.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law really got into it. I did not quite.
Right, tell me about this then. This a new physics engine, you said?
Yeah, new physics engine. So this is something called Marble Labs. They are newcomers to the sim racing space, but the Las Vegas space company has big ambitions, and they had a bit of an interview.
This isn't the first, right? This in the last 6 months, we've had a few of these pop up where they're like,
yeah.
we're going to make a 20,000 hertz refresh FFB with detailed thing, and we won't do anything with it, and hopefully someone comes along like Rensport and buys it off us for 9 million quid.
Yeah, pretty much. In May, Marble Labs announced a number of new systems, among them a potential force feedback replacement technology. This, however, is only part of a brand new engine called Fuel. Now, there is a video.
Yeah, let's do
Now,
this.
it is a little bit difficult to take seriously because I don't think he's using a DD. He's just using a Logitech wheel.
Right.
Or is that a Logitech DD?
Yeah, that is the Logitech DD. If it's it's got like the hexagon shape.
But this is Silverstone, as I'm sure everyone realised.
Yeah, but what on earth is he driving? Why is it going like an F1 car? What is this? Can we make it full screen it for me? I'm just trying to get that dash.
I was trying to figure out what car it was as well. I could not figure it out.
It's rather quick, right?
Or maybe that's the physics. Maybe you're already impressed by the physics. Maybe that's an MX-5. But it's just...
Sounds like an F1 car.
Yeah, they are... Marble Labs is a software company founded by motorsport enthusiasts with real-world racing experience who are passionate about software-defined vehicles and driver-in-the-loop simulations. Our simulation tools were developed for commercial applications, but there is a broad crossover to the technologies underlying sim racing. So it's not necessarily going to be a sim racing technology, but it is.
Do you remember the story? Now, I don't know how much of it's true. I'm just going to tell you what I remember. The R Factor 1, part of the code base was what was being used to build the Ferrari F1 simulator. A long time ago, obviously.
Well, isn't there like a version of R Factor 1,
Yeah.
which is like the one that all the esports, all the real life teams use?
Okay, so that's the same story. Yeah, exactly. I think I remember Ferrari investing in a portion of a version of R Factor 1. I forget the
But
math.
I think there's just a different license. There's like a different like R Factor 1 that you can buy for like 10 grand or something and pay an annual subscription. For like the professional for the professional motorsport thing, I believe. Didn't Williams use R Factor 1 as well? Aaron Smith is asking. Yeah, I think they may have all used it back in the day. Not sure what they use now.
R Factor 3.
R Factor 3.
I mean LMU. Sorry, I misspoke.
Um,
So it's called Marble, and it's also called Fuel. That's what I
Barber
took.
is a subcategory of it. Fuel is the engine. Fuel is an entirely new platform developed for vehicle simulation. Our first consumer title, built upon the Fuel platform and launching next year, will be called Mavericks / Grassroots American Racing and launch in 2025.
There you go.
So maybe keep an eye out for that.
But it's not a game, right? This is a piece of technology. They want to be bought
I think so, yeah.
or licensed. Who's a license? So why would you leave it on the shelf for other companies to license as well? So you buy them, right? We're doing it wrong. That's what we need to do. Let's do another one of these. Third company. Call it, something stupid. Box. There you go. I just looked at the box. So I didn't take long.
Sofa.
Yeah, mine's better. But yeah, good luck to them.
Good luck to them. Grid Finder. Grid Finder operates on many different sim racing platforms. They enable you to find leagues, but also it's like a sim racing community, got a big Discord and such. Now they have released something that I think maybe is a bit of a surprise. As far as I'm aware, there's nothing like it. They've launched a sim racing livery marketplace. So, and this was reported by Traction.gg, who of course are owned by the same company that own Grid Finder. So, no surprise they're promoting this. But yeah, it's paint scheme creators can add their designs to the platform after registering for an account and set their own pricing. As of right now, there are over 200 designs available, some paid, some free. Pricing is set by the creator, and then Grid Finder takes 10%. Oh, 10%. I thought that was 10 cents. But no, 10% fee of every livery sold.
Wait, so 14 games are supported by it. Wow.
Yep.
I turned up to an ACC event, the Thrustmaster one, and they were like, "Oh, you can provide your livery, but it's got to be in by this date." And I just replied, "ACC can has liveries." I was like, "No, yeah, you can put your own logo." I was like, "No, guys, I'll just be in orange. Like, I've just got iRacing
It's
ones."
a bit of a pain as well with ACC because you've got to you've got to have your livery, but then you've also got the other person to have it as well.
So like the trading paint system that's missing, right?
But with trading paints, at least someone else can run the paint that you're supposed to be running. Both people have to be using the same paint. I have to see your paint, and you have to be using that same paint.
Right.
These with trading paints, you don't need to.
Correct. Got you.
So it's like one step extra. They have hinted at further marketplaces, so maybe for mods and stuff, perhaps. And I think what this reminded me of is this is what Rensport is meant to be about, is selling liveries, selling mods. And
where was the track mod in they announced a year ago? We were meant to be all building our own tracks by now. What happened to that?
Oh, Orchard Road.
No, we are meant to build them.
Well, yeah, but we are.
I want to place a road. I want to do a full track mania.
Yeah. Well, of course, that was the thing with Orchard Road. It's like, whoa, these people designed their own track. Not really, though, did they? You took their circuit and you designed it yourselves.
Yeah, it was an AC mod, right?
It was originally an AC thing.
But yeah, grid funners. So they're trying to centralize a few more things. They did it with leagues. They're trying to do it with liveries, and they've hinted at further marketplace layer, like you say, mods or no idea. Maybe they could get teams on there and handle. I'm not sure. Be interesting to see.
Ethan in chat saying, I think the real teams use
Yeah.
for R Factor Pro. I think that's the one.
That's the name I remember as well.
Let us know. So, do they still use R Factor 1? Have they just never?
I'm pretty sure they've probably updated. That was the story was like 10 years plus ago.
Yeah,
Surely.
but maybe they've just kept on updating it over
Perhaps
time.
Ferrari, maybe. It looks like Red Bull might be on a little newer version.
They're still on like the F 2004. Things really fast.
I reckon Williams are actually just using R Factor 1. Thinking,
Sure.
Fro, what have you got? R Factor Pro. Like, oh, damn it.
Well, aren't Mercedes having all these issues where their car is like a second lap faster in the sim than in real life?
You know
So
why? It's
maybe
probably
they'll-
Antonelli who's quicker than Hamilton and.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, maybe.
Just let him in the car. No, I heard, and we always do a little mini F1 talk,
Yeah.
but Antonelli they've changed the rule. They're letting him, even though he's 17.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, so because there's a few rules the Verstappen created because he was too young, too inexperienced, all that. They changed the rules, but Antonelli, they're saying, okay, we're allowing him.
So he can do free practice now.
He can go. He can go for the team.
Yeah.
But there's been outrage on Twitter X, because of Colton Herta.
Honestly, I really hated it.
He was blocked left, right, and centre. I think Rossi's even come out and went, "Oh," to the FIA's tweet about Antonelli. Like, "Oh, so the rules can be breaking."
The disrespect to IndyCar is unreal.
Yeah.
Like the fact that IndyCar is given the same importance as F2.
F2.
Ridiculous. Like IndyCar is so much more competitive than F2. Like Scott Dixon literally one of the best drivers of his generation.
Yep.
And he'd barely get into F1.
No,
Like,
it's madness.
he would literally, he's probably better than, maybe not nowadays, but in his peak, he was probably better than most of the drivers on the current F1 grid.
Yeah, 100%. So, yeah, I expect to see Antonelli. Now then, the usual way is you go to a back of the grid film like
Well,
Williams, but
You
why?
go to Williams, right?
Merck aren't there yet, so you might as well develop the car with the driver.
Well, Montreal though, aren't it? I think it will be Russell and Ocon. Ocon's been the
Ocon.
yeah.
I know he's managed by.
Ocon's been the favourite from the start. I think by I'm not sure if it was a bookies or someone, but yeah, I think Ocon's been the favourite from the
So
start.
I know he manages him. Toto manages him.
And of course, that's how Bottas got in. Well, also Bottas was quite good in the mid 2000s, but yeah. I
think pound for pound in the last decade, Bottas has been the best teammate. If you want to win a championship,
it's not got much competition though.
it's always P2. So P3.
Well, I'd say Sainz. I know
What?
that. well,
No,
I know that, but like
no, he's
but-
good teammate, but he's not a good teammate
no, but
because he'll go for the win. He
uh,
has the ability to fight. Bottas is just perfect. He always qualifies well.
No, but Bottas beat Hamilton a few times.
Yeah, but then you only had to wait 3 more laps, and Bottas was 3 seconds lap slower than you. Like Bottas was terrible at long race pace, faster than the other drivers because the car was good.
Sure. Aaron Smith saying that Rubens is better. Aaron, I hesitate to gatekeep or anything, but you are quite young, and I think you were born when Rubens won his last race, pretty much.
I actually spoke to Rubens about the pullover, about the move.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you what I said because it was in private, but I actually got to ask him about it.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just winding you up. Sorry. No, it was also Rubens that made me like tracks like Silverstone and Kota. So I was just bitching to him on the sim about it, and he just gave me a few words, and I realised it was just because I'm incompetent.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, Rubens was a good teammate, but
Aaron pointing out he was 5 when Rubens won his last race. Of course, 2009. I forgot that 2009 happened. I was thinking back to 2004. No, to be fair, you got a good point, Aaron. Rubens was a good teammate back in 2009 to Button, wasn't he? So, no, maybe you got a point, Aaron. Maybe you've got a good point. Let's move on to iRacing. Got a couple of bits here. Skip Barber Racing School, and this was announced a couple of weeks ago, but we didn't cover it last week. It'll be hosting the Skip Barber Formula iRacing Series.
They've done this before, right? In the past.
Yes. I think this is how Elvis Rankin got into Skip Barber
Yep.
stuff. So I think if you win, you basically get a funded seat for the Skip Barber series for next year.
£500,000 prize pool. A ride. Sim to Pro. Skippy Pro.
Pretty mad that it costs that much to do a season of Skip Barber.
Well, remember that's the prize pool, so that probably includes second place, third place,
Sure.
and like the mini prizes and stuff. Yeah,
But-
racing's expensive, man. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I guess compared to the UK, you can just drive it round in a truck, right? In the US,
yeah.
you need like a plane or several days on your hands to
And
drive it.
Yeah, everything travel's just expensive nowadays. But yeah, this is cool. I mean, Skip Barber means a lot to me. When I was sim racing, I went from like I said, I always thought I wanted to go down the Formula route. So after Mazdas, I went to Skippy and F3, and I just loved Skippy. I loved.
Like it's so clear. Like when you drive the Skippy, this is what the time wheel should be like. Just feels
Yes.
so nice
It does.
with the sliding. You just feel every element of the car.
I agree.
So yeah, this is the schedule. I haven't really had much of a look at this. Maybe you have.
I had a glance at the tracks and everything. Yeah,
So
but it's open to all, right? You don't have to be anything
yes,
apart from fast.
apart from fast. But yes, COTA, VIR, Road America, Lime Rock, and VIR again, which are all the same tracks that they run in real life, I believe. I think they ran a couple more in real life, but iRacing don't have them. So the top 3 finishers in the Skip Barber Formula iRacing Championship will earn an entry to compete in a shootout at the renowned Skip Barber headquarters at Virginia International Raceway. Each driver will get exclusive access to the Skip Barber training facilities and coaches, batting out in our MyGale Formula 4 race cars for a full season seats in the 2025 Skip Barber Formula Race Series earned by the winner. So if you want to get into that, then do it. I mean, it's a great opportunity for someone.
Yeah, mega.
And yeah, best of luck to anyone who does it. Motorsport UK have announced their rookie sports car series. I got an email about this, but then I got reminded by a Traction.gg article. And this is for less competitive drivers on iRacing. So if you are 16 and over, but with a sub 2K iRating, you can enter this championship. It is a few rounds long, 2 races per evening, Tuesday evenings, and it's in the MX-5 and the GR86. Base content being used as well, and you can get yourself some F33L SR2 sim racing gloves as prizes as well. So it's a neat championship for those who maybe aren't eligible for the other esports championships that Motorsport UK host.
Yeah.
My God. Oh my God, Aaron. Like, what are you talking about? Aaron Smith has just put in the YouTube chat, perfect for Sam. What are you talking about, Aaron? Must I remind you, on the BSR Radical Winter Series Championship, beats Josh Thompson, who's now a stable Pesk driver, may I point out, and Kane Halliburton, who's generally regarded as the best driver in the car. And 2 weeks ago, Aaron, I won Indy 500, yeah? Was it 24th split? Yes. But I won Indy 500, so don't give me that stuff.
I'm mentally aged. You're definitely a few weeks older than 16, aren't you?
Not like...
I was saying you're older. Well, by weeks, but...
like, I've been to university. I've won races. Why am I getting this stuff from this? Nick Horn isn't helping. I don't get it. Like, what's your guys' problem? So 10 pairs of sim racing gloves are available, and all you need to do is get a Motorsport UK esports membership.
Wait, is this a league, or is this actually official with iRacing? Like, as in,
it's a league.
Okay.
I believe at least that's how they usually work. First race is on the 2nd of July, so you got to be pretty quick to sign up. But yeah, Alton Park, Laguna Seca, Sukaba, Snetson 300,
Snetson 300
Park. It's not a great schedule, is it?
It's a tricky one, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, they're all in July as well.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Still no watch. I'm going to be getting, by the time I win my next one, I'm going to probably get them at the same time.
Yeah. And then you will wear, of course, both.
100%.
Yeah.
100, wouldn't you?
Your arm's gonna be just flailing, like dragged behind you as you walk along the street by the end.
One can dream.
So I think that's sim racing news covered. So that's...
Oh, the only thing I wanted to mention.
Oh, sure.
Obviously, was it several months ago we had Uranu? Well, probably half a year ago. Uranu closed, but we just saw the closure of. I had this story ready. Sorry, long night.
So
an esport
I
team.
must confess, I'm not sure who you're referring to. So you're ahead of me on this.
1 second. Here we go. It was Movano.
Oh, shame. Okay.
Yeah, so they're shutting up shop, unfortunately. But yeah, so we've had Movano. Oh, that's why I didn't get it. Uranu Movano. How the? That's why the brain was tricking me. Yeah, so we've lost a couple of esport teams that have been taking part in the top flight of sim racing, especially at, in the iRacing world. So yeah, sad to see.
I mean, it might be maybe during lockdown there was a bit of a speculative sort of investment, and now they're like, that investment hasn't come back.
Sure.
Time to quit. So yeah, it is a shame.
Yeah. Hopefully the drivers can all find a home.
Yes. And I mean, like, as well, like, I think I mentioned this as well before, like, some of these teams have huge backing from like manufacturers and stuff where they can afford to lose loads of money and it doesn't matter. And then you got teams.
You talking
like,
about Porsche?
Well, yeah, Porsche. But, yeah, Porsche Grant. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's sell a Porsche and then you funded the team for a month. But and there's a couple of others, and sometimes you just got like people who've got too much money on their hands and they're willing to lose lots.
Corsair. Sorry, I was just guessing names here.
And then you got other teams. I think Movano is probably one of them, and I think Apex is one of them as well, where like you gotta run it as a sustainable business, and it is tough in that to keep that up. So hopefully people do manage to continue doing that. Quick word for Apex Racing Simulators, by the way. This an offer that I don't think necessarily too many people are aware of, but if you buy £500 of Cube Controls or Husenfeld products from Apex Racing Simulators, so that could be the Cube Controls wheel rim, for example, or the Husenfeld pedals that we've got available. Everything is listed on our website. You get a free Apex Racing Academy subscription
for the year.
For the year, which is worth I think 80 quid. I really ought to know that. I might have a look check in a moment. But yeah, it's like a really good offer. So yeah, if you're looking to get sim racing equipment, it's not going to get much better than Cube Controls or Husenfeld. Go over to apexracingsim.com, buy your product, and then you get your Apex Racing Academy subscription for free for the next year. You can make a nice sort of 80 quid discount on that. So do check out apexracingsim.com, where of course you also see VRS equipment, and of course you can visit our sim center that we are sat in right now and try out the VRS rigs.
It's a really good question, chat. Are you having another open day this year? I hope so.
Not confirmed, but I'm pretty sure we will do. Yep. Probably
so.
similar time.
Well, if it's not on, me and Sam we'll just run a barbecue and have people over.
Sure. Yeah.
It'll be unofficial.
Yeah.
There'll be no event. We won't be giving away prizes. It'll just be a couple of burgers.
Yeah.
To arrive
We
quick.
won't be allowed in the building.
No, there is that. Just the garden area.
Travel from Portsmouth. What do you mean we can't get in?
Couple of beers and a burger.
Yeah. So if you want to join me and David for that,
we can look through the window, show you all the equipment.
Yeah. You can say, well, that's where the equipment is, and if we did not organise this better, then you could drive it. But unfortunately, you can't.
Yeah.
Enjoy your sausage. Nick Horn's down for it, to be fair. So
there you go, that's 3.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be fine. I wouldn't mind hanging out with you and Nick. Sounds like a good day.
Yes.
Apex Racing team. We had an early Apex last week, so we didn't get to go over the ESLR1 results. But it handled really well. He got P7 in the final.
Oh, in the final?
Yep.
Excellent. I didn't catch it either.
So we are P5 in the team's championship. And I think that's it now for the team's races. I think it's now going into the drivers' races. So doesn't matter so much the team races because it's like a seeding for the esports final. I'm not looking at the chat because I'm not going to be able to concentrate. I'm going to get through this. It wasn't a great result for Kev. Jimmy again came really close to getting into the semi-finals. Jamie did get into the semi-finals, but yeah, of course it really starts to matter from next week because of course you need to qualify for the qualifiers. Oh dear, Glenn. Come on, there's no need for that, is there? Because, you know, I think actually we were getting quite a good discourse there, and I think we were all being mates, and then you've had to do that. So I think that was a bit uncalled for, wasn't it, Glenn? I think you need to be looking at yourself.
Apex Racing Team, the video.
The video.
The video.
Guess how many views this video's got? I'm not sure if that came through on the stream.
No,
or
it
not.
didn't. No, it
It
didn't.
wouldn't have done, no.
Oh. Play that again.
So that is that was a meme posted by Lewis Ward, and that has got I think 120,000 views now on Instagram. So it's our most viewed thing ever across all Apex brands. Yeah, 119,000. It will probably get to beyond 130,000. Did really well on TikTok as well. And for those who were listening along, it was POV when you're about to get overtaken by a Mustang. And I think the audio pretty much demonstrated what was going on.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, very good, Lewis. Very good.
Okay, not many good Apex Racing TV clips, unfortunately. I did have a check through, and we did go through the other clip as well, which got like 90,000 views. So no news on Apex Racing TV. I will give a shout though to Apex Racing Academy. I did mention them before, but of course it's a new season, so go get yourself an Apex Racing Academy subscription, bronze, silver, gold subscription. You can get any of them and get all the data packs stuff for yourself. We are going to be announcing as well a little extra thing that people will be getting as part of their subscription next week as well. So do keep tuned for that one. And Apex Racing League had the first round of Apex Racing League GT3 Trophy earlier today. But then we also have the first round of Apex Racing League Endurance coming up in 2 weeks' time. I think we've got 34 sign-ups at the moment, with 2 more weeks to go until the first round. So do make sure to get your name on the grid so you can guarantee your place on the grid.
And we'll be me and Sam will be commentating that from this seat at the same time as the GT, just on the off weeks.
We will be. Yeah, 6 rounds. Costs a huge prize pool offered by Abruzzi, which I don't think we actually mentioned last week either. So I think this is the first time we can mention it. Yeah, 2K prize pool, or 2K prize money. Then you got all the other stuff as well, which is being offered, including apparel and steering wheels and sim racing equipment. We have got some of the posts. So yeah, we got the Camus
nice.
rally wheel, which is pretty nice. That's nice. And then you think, oh, that's quite good. But then we also have the Leox Z XF1 Pro wheel with 600 quid, and you can have that with pulling off one good overtake. So that is really, really neat.
Best overtake.
2K prize money. So 350 quid for the class winners, and then also second and third in each class do get money as well. And it's all thanks to Abruzzi. Big thanks to them. And that is the schedule as well. Silverstone, Spa, Daytona, Portimao, Suzuka, and Sebring.
Nah, that's a good goal. 5 of the tracks being with an S, was that?
S circuits tend to be very good. Yeah.
Yeah?
I
4, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Sandown's not very good, is it? That's maybe the exception. Snetterton's a bit rubbish. But some of the others are good.
I like the fact you call it Portimao, whereas iRacing call it Algarve.
You know what? I am actually transferring over to Algarve now.
Oh.
I think more and more people are calling it Algarve.
You know, you
And
called
it
it
is-
Portimao on there.
Oh yeah, I call it Portimao there, but like when we do I think on the Apex Racing GT3 trophy calendar graphic, it's Algarve there.
You're wrong, but you're allowed to be.
Well, it's Algarve International Circuit, isn't it?
Yeah, but I call it Portimao.
Oh, and you're always right. Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. Sorry. That's all I wanted to say. Anything that you wanted to say?
No, good diverse news today. Yeah, let's see. Exciting stuff. I'm even interested to try the GT7, see what comes of it. I do love the game as a casual game. I think it's excellent. It looks fantastic. I like lapping a GT round Brantage. You know, even if I've come out of my rig, I appreciate the graphics and the sound and everything. As I say, I will actually jump on RaceRoom for those days, and I mean, I'm easy to judge games, but I do like to go back to it because they've been pumping out updates for a couple of years since I last tried it. But no, exciting stuff. See what Le Mans can do with the IRO event happening. See if they can push their game. So yeah. Hey Ryan in chat.
Dominic saying nobody calls Interlagos Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache either. True, and of course you should always call Mount Panorama Bathurst, and you should always call Autodromo
Blah, 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 Imola.
Dino Ferrari whatever Imola.
And what should
So-
you call Algarve?
Algarve. I'm open. Whatever the discourse goes, I'll follow it. I'm a chameleon.
A chameleon.
I'm a chameleon when it comes to track names. Yeah, I'll go with whatever the masses go for. I'm not going to be stubborn about it. So yes. Yeah. Hello, Ryan. You've come in for a bit late, but you can go back to the start and listen to it all back.
On Spotify or iTunes as well.
Yeah, do check it out on streaming platforms. I think that pretty much rounds it up then for us. So thank you very much for tuning in, and yeah, we'll be back next week for another episode. Of course, make sure to leave a like on this, share it to your friends, and check out the Apex Racing TV social medias as well. But from myself, Sam, and from David, we'll say goodbye, and we'll see you back very soon.
Ciao.